Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden gems in your pocket change. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in American history, the 1944 Dewey penny. If you're a coin collector or just curious about rare finds, you'll want to watch this till the end because this tiny coin could be worth a life-changing amount. Now, let's set the stage. The year is 1944. World War II is raging, and copper is a critical war material. The U.S. Mint had just experimented with steel cents in 1943 to save copper for the war effort. In 1944, they returned to striking pennies from copper, specifically, recycled shell casings. Most of the 1944 D pennies were made from this reclaimed copper, but here's where it gets exciting. Not all of them followed the plan. One of the rarest and most valuable variations of the 1944 Dewey penny is the steel planchet error. Imagine this: a penny that looks like it belongs to 1943, made of steel instead of copper, but dated 1944. This happened when leftover steel planchets from the previous year accidentally made it into production. These coins are not just rare, they're incredibly rare, and finding one could mean you're holding a small fortune in your hand. But wait, that's not the only valuable version of this coin. Another highly sought-after error is the D/S mint mark. This error occurred when the Denver Mint mistakenly struck the D mint mark over an existing S from the San Francisco Mint. It's subtle, but with a magnifying glass, you can clearly see the overlapping letters. This little detail can make your penny worth much more than face value. Another fascinating feature to look out for is the double die error. During the minting process, sometimes the die would strike the coin twice, causing the date or lettering to appear slightly doubled. This error is particularly noticeable on the date 1944 and the word Liberty. Spotting this error could mean your penny is far more valuable than you think. Now, not all errors are so dramatic. Some are subtle yet equally important. Coins with weak or missing mint marks can also command high prices. This happens when the mint mark wasn't struck deeply enough, appearing faint or almost invisible. These kinds of inconsistencies are what make coin collectors go wild. Why do collectors love these pennies so much? It's all about the story. The 1944 Dewey penny is more than just a coin, it's a piece of history from a pivotal time in America. Plus, the Lincoln wheat design itself is iconic, with the profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the classic wheat stalks on the reverse. Collectors appreciate both the artistry and the legacy behind these coins, and when an error adds rarity, it becomes even more desirable. So, how can you tell if you have one of these valuable 1944 Dewey pennies? Start by carefully examining the mint mark. Look for the overlapping D and S, or any signs of doubling on the date. Check the color too. If your penny looks silver or gray instead of copper, it could be one of the rare steel strikes. Use a magnet to see if it sticks. Copper pennies won't, but steel ones will. Now for the moment you've been waiting for, the value. If you've got a 1944 Dewey penny with a major error, such as the steel planchet or the D/S mint mark, in good condition, it could be worth around $60,900. And if you're lucky enough to have one in excellent, pristine condition, that value can skyrocket to $127,000. Yes, you heard me right, $127,000 for just one penny. Before you dismiss that old coin in your collection, take a closer look. That tiny copper, or maybe steel, penny could be the ticket to a big payday. If you found this video helpful and intriguing, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you never miss a treasure hunting story. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever come across a rare penny like this? We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting! Number 2. Today, we're exploring a fascinating coin that could turn your small change into a significant payout: the rare and valuable 1949 wheat penny. Coin collectors, enthusiasts, and even casual hobbyists, you'll want to pay close attention to this one because this little copper coin could be worth way more than just a cent. Let's travel back to the year 1949. The United States had just come out of World War II, and the country was in a period of economic growth and change. During this time, the U.S. Mint continued producing Lincoln wheat pennies, featuring the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and 2 wheat stalks framing the words, 1 cent, on the reverse. While most of these coins were pretty common, some unique variations and minting errors make a few of them incredibly valuable today. The 1949 wheat penny doesn't usually catch the average eye, but trust me, if you know what to look for, you might just hit the jackpot. One of the most exciting features to check for is the doubled die error. This happens when the coin is struck twice, resulting in doubled images, most noticeably on the date 1949, or the word liberty. If you notice this doubling, congratulations! You may have stumbled upon a rare gem. Another error worth mentioning is the repunched mint mark, RPM. Sometimes, during the minting process, the mint mark would be struck more than once, leading to a slightly overlapping appearance. For example, you might see a second, faint S or D right next to the original. This tiny but crucial detail can make your penny significantly more valuable. There's also the off-center strike error to consider. These coins are the result of the planchet not being perfectly aligned with the die during minting. This results in a coin where the design appears shifted or partially cut off. The more off-center, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. And don't overlook the BIE error, a small vertical die break that appears between the letters B and E in the word liberty. This break looks like a tiny letter I, giving the impression that the word spells out liberty. It might sound subtle, but coin collectors absolutely love these unique minting quirks. Why do collectors go crazy for these wheat penny errors? It's not just about the money, it's the story behind the mistakes that makes these coins special. Imagine the minting process back in 1949, busy machines, fast-paced production, and tiny errors slipping through quality checks. It's that little piece of history combined with rarity that makes these coins so captivating. The beauty of the wheat penny itself also plays a big role. With Lincoln's dignified profile on the front and the classic wheat stalks on the reverse, these coins have a timeless appeal. Whether it's the nostalgia of simpler times or the thrill of the hunt, collectors are drawn to these pennies, especially when errors make them one of a kind. Now, how do you know if your 1949 wheat penny is worth a fortune? First, carefully inspect the date, mint mark, and lettering with a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Look for any signs of doubling, repunching, off-center strikes, or that distinct BIE error. Even a small detail could mean a big difference in value. Now, let's talk about what everyone wants to know, the value. If you're lucky enough to have a 1949 wheat penny with a significant error or in good condition, it could be worth around $12,000. But wait, it gets even better. If your coin is in excellent, pristine condition, the value can skyrocket to $68,000. Yes, you heard me right, $68,000 for a single penny. Before you toss that old penny aside or spend it without thinking, take a moment to really examine it. You might just be holding a rare and valuable piece of history. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare wheat pennies, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell for more amazing coin stories. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny or have any questions. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting! Number 3. Today, we've got something truly exciting for you, the 1957 wheat penny. This little copper coin from the past might just be worth a small fortune, and you won't believe how valuable it can get, especially if it has certain rare errors. So stick around, because this might just change the way you look at your old pennies. Let's take a step back in time. The year is 1957. America is booming, rock and roll is taking over, and wheat pennies are still in circulation. The Denver Mint was busy churning out millions of these iconic coins, featuring the profile of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the classic wheat stalks on the reverse. At first glance, the 1957 penny might look like just another common coin. But hidden among these are a few rare gems that collectors are willing to pay big money for. So, what makes some 1957 wheat pennies so valuable? It all comes down to errors and condition. Let's start with one of the most famous errors, the repunched mint mark, RPM. This occurs when the D mint mark from the Denver Mint was struck more than once, leaving a shadow or a doubled appearance. Sometimes, it looks like a D over another faint. D. These RPM pennies are highly sought after because they are a clear sign of a minting mishap. Another valuable error to look for is the double die error. This mistake happens when the die strikes the coin twice, causing the date or lettering to appear slightly doubled. On the 1957 Dewey penny, you might notice this on the date 1957 or on the word Liberty. Spotting one of these could mean you're holding a real treasure. Then there's the BI error, a die break that forms a small vertical line between the B and E in Liberty. This tiny break gives the illusion that the word says Liberty. It might seem like a minor flaw, but collectors love these kinds of errors because they are unique and give the coin a bit of character. One more error that collectors go crazy for is the off-center strike. During production, if the coin planchet isn't perfectly aligned with the die, the design can appear shifted or partially missing. These off-center coins vary in how much of the design is cut off, and the more off-center it is, while still showing the date and mint mark, the more valuable it becomes. Why do collectors value these errors so much? Well, it's not just about the mistake itself, it's about rarity. The fact that something as mundane as a penny can have a unique error that escaped quality control makes these coins one-of-a-kind collectibles. Plus, the classic design of the wheat penny, with Lincoln's dignified profile and the iconic wheat ears on the reverse, already makes it a favorite among numismatists. Add in a rare error, and you've got a coin that tells a story and holds significant historical value. If you're wondering how to spot these errors, don't worry, it's easier than you think. Start by examining your 1957 Dewey penny closely. Use a magnifying glass or a coin loop to carefully inspect the date, mint mark, and the word Liberty. Check for any signs of doubling, repunched marks, or that telltale BIE line. Sometimes the difference is subtle, but those small details could mean the difference between an ordinary penny and a valuable collectible. Now, let's talk value. If you have a 1957 Dewey penny with a notable error, even in good condition, it could be worth around $10,500. But hold on, it gets even better. If your coin is in excellent, pristine condition with a clear and significant error, the value can soar to $60,000. Yes, that's right, $60,000 for just one penny. Before you spend that old penny or leave it gathering dust, take a closer look. You might just have a rare and valuable piece of American history right in your hand. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible coin, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon to stay updated on more exciting coin stories. Drop a comment below if you've ever come across a rare penny or have any questions. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy coin hunting! Number 4. Welcome back to the channel where we dive into the world of rare coins and valuable collectibles. Today, we've got a fascinating topic that could make you rethink that old penny sitting in your coin jar, the 1953 wheat penny. This small, seemingly ordinary coin might just be worth a fortune if it has the right characteristics. So, if you're a coin collector, a history enthusiast, or just curious about hidden treasures, stick around. This could be the video that changes how you look at your pennies. Let's rewind to 1953. The United States was in the post-World War II boom, and wheat pennies were still in full circulation. The U.S. Mint produced millions of these coins at 3 mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. While most of the 1953 wheat pennies are pretty common, a few rare errors and unique characteristics make some of them incredibly valuable today. One of the most sought-after errors in the 1953 wheat penny series is the repunched mint mark, RPM. This occurs when the mint mark, usually the D or S, was struck more than once in slightly different positions. It creates a sort of shadow effect, where the original mint mark overlaps or sits slightly to the side of the second one. These errors are subtle, but they catch the trained eye of collectors who know just how rare they are. Another valuable error you might find is the double die error. Imagine this: the coin is struck twice with a slight shift between strikes, resulting in a doubling effect on the date, the word Liberty, or even the motto, "In God We Trust." This error happened because of a mistake during the hubbing process when the design was imprinted onto the die. If you spot a doubled image, especially on the date, 1953. You could be holding a small fortune. One more intriguing error to look out for is the BI error. This is a tiny die break that appears between the B and E in Liberty, making it look like the word says Liberty. It's a simple flaw, but collectors love these little quirks because they make the coin unique. Even minor die breaks like this can add significant value, especially when the coin is in good condition, and let's not forget about the off-center strike. Sometimes, during the minting process, the planchet, the blank coin, doesn't align correctly with the die, resulting in a design that's noticeably off-center. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible. These mistakes make the coin look odd, but they are exactly what collectors crave. So, why are collectors so passionate about these error coins? It's not just about the money, it's about the story. Each of these errors represents a small mishap in the minting process, a tiny accident that turned an ordinary penny into a rare piece of numismatic history. Plus, the classic design of the wheat penny, with Lincoln's dignified profile on the obverse and those iconic wheat stalks on the reverse, already makes it a favorite among collectors. When an error is added into the mix, it becomes even more desirable. Now, how do you check if your 1953 wheat penny is one of these rare treasures? Start by examining the coin carefully. Use a magnifying glass or a coin loop to inspect the mint mark, the date, and the word Liberty. Look for any signs of doubling, repunching, or small breaks in the letters. Even a slight irregularity could mean big money. Now, here's what you've been waiting for: the value. If you find a 1953 wheat penny with a notable error or in decent condition, it could be worth around $14,000. But wait, it gets even better. If your coin is in excellent, pristine condition with a rare error, its value can skyrocket to $67,000. Yes, that's right, $67,000 for a single penny. Before you pass off that old penny as just another piece of change, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of American history worth a lot more than 1 cent. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins and collectibles, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon to stay updated on our latest content. Let us know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare wheat penny or have any other coin questions. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting! Number 5. Today, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American history, the 1950 wheat penny. This small copper coin might look ordinary at first glance, but don't be fooled. Some versions of this penny are worth a surprising amount of money, and you might just have one sitting in your collection. Let's take a trip back to 1950. The United States was experiencing post-war prosperity, and the Philadelphia Mint was busy striking millions of wheat pennies. These pennies were made of copper and bore the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the iconic wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent on the reverse. While most of these pennies are quite common, there are some rare and unique versions that collectors are constantly searching for, and those can be worth a small fortune. One of the most valuable variations of the 1950 wheat penny is the double die error. During the minting process, the die sometimes struck the planchet twice without proper alignment, creating a doubled appearance on the date, lettering, or even Lincoln's profile. This error is most noticeable on the date, 1950, or the word Liberty. Finding a double die penny from 1950 can significantly increase its value, especially if the doubling is clear and prominent. Then there's the BI error, which occurs due to a die break between the letters B and E in the word Liberty. This small vertical crack resembles an extra letter, I, making it appear as if the word reads Liberty. Although it might seem like a minor flaw, collectors love these unique variations because they add character and rarity to the coin. One more intriguing error that makes the 1950 wheat penny even more valuable is the off-center strike. This occurs when the blank planchet is not correctly aligned with the die during the strike, resulting in a coin that appears partially cut off. The more off-center the design, while still showing the date, the more valuable the coin becomes. Collectors particularly prize these coins because they visually demonstrate a mistake that should never have left the mint. Now, why do collectors love these error pennies so much? It's all about the story behind the coin. The 1950 wheat penny is more than just a piece of copper, it's a tangible piece of minting history. Each era tells a story of the imperfections in the minting process, capturing a moment where precision slipped and rarity was born. Combine that with the classic design of Lincoln's profile and the historic wheat stalks, and you have a coin that is not just valuable but also deeply meaningful to numismatists. If you're curious whether your 1950 wheat penny might be worth a fortune, here's what to do. Get a good magnifying glass or a coin loupe, and closely examine the date and the word Liberty. Look for signs of doubling or that little die crack. If you spot any of these errors, you might just have something special. Now, let's talk numbers. If you happen to find a 1950 wheat penny with a notable error in good condition, it could be worth around $15,270. But here's the real shocker. If your coin is in excellent, pristine condition and has a well-defined error, it could be valued at an astonishing $650,000. Yes, you heard that right, $650,000 for a single penny. So, before you toss that old coin into your spare change jar, take a closer look. You could be holding one of the most valuable wheat pennies ever minted. If you found this video helpful or just plain interesting, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on more coin stories and rare finds. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a unique or valuable penny. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy coin hunting!